Hi, everyone. How are we doing today? Just waiting for it to
go to YouTube. The tubes.
Yeah. To see if it will
it just
go to
popped up
YouTube.
live on my phone, so we should
Awesome. Great.
Yay.
Yeah.
My phone is super behind. Okay. I'm going to trust you, Alicia.
My phone's usually a half an hour behind, so I'm very
An ad. Yay. Alrighty. So today we are talking about Eyelet Witness by Julie and Lindsey. Woo woo. And I, of course, really enjoyed this.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like skipped right over Christmas though.
No, I was expecting this one to be Christmas.
But it did start off with a bang. We were like changing the calendar, and I was like, "Oh my god, what month is Mason?" She's like, "I'm waiting." I was like, "Don't do this to me! I can't handle this."
I was like, "I'm sorry, your boyfriend is featured in this calendar, and you're not immediately going to his
right? Yeah.
I looked at all of them.
Oh
Rip
my
them all out,
god!
post them all on different ones, then get a new calendar just for the actual calendar days, and then be like, "Okay, we'll flip through them as they come by."
She did spend quite a bit of time drooling over whoever that was on the current month. I was like, what are you doing?
Yes. Charles Miller.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Mr. Miller.
The guy who owns like the
It was like as she was leaving the office, she like patted the calendar. She's like, "I'll see you later, Charles Miller." I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so funny." I loved how that was the first line. She was like, "I wet my lips as I reached for the Good Luck Falls calendar." I was like, "Really?" Licking your lips.
Nice way to start it.
Shannon's back!
Shannon!
Oh, was that too much?
Oh my gosh!
Stranger danger! Yay!
Shannon, we've missed you, my dear. What? This is just amazing. What a way to have our last live stream of the year is to have Shannon back. Thanks, Shannon. Happy Wednesday.
And we're gonna have to do that to everyone now.
I know.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be jealous.
Where's my introduction?
I know someone else shows up. We're like, hey. Anyway.
Can we go on?
Doesn't Shannon do the most interesting crafty stuff?
Yeah.
Like things she posts. It's always just like, oh, that's the most interesting thing. I'd never think of doing something like that.
I think it's the Grinch-a-thon where she's like drawing the pictures of everything. I'm like, I wish I was even like remotely that talented.
So clever. So clever. I thought I would come by for the holiday goodness. I missed you. I miss you too. Hopefully we'll see you next year.
We have some other books
what
coming
I sent
out.
you in the mail this year? Because the last thing I sent you last year got lost.
Oh no.
Yeah, a card I sent her last year got completely lost.
Oh, Shannon.
Yeah, and it got lost in customs somewhere.
Oh gosh.
How dare they?
Yeah, I was
so hopefully this year it doesn't get lost in customs.
I was just sending RM something for his birthday. It was on the 17th.
Oh,
and Amazon, it said it was delivered. And I messaged RM and he's like, no, it's not here. And I was like, okay. So I just like asked for help. And they're like, sometimes it gets misscanned as delivered. Just wait a couple days. And if it's not there.
That's not sketchy or anything.
Then come back. I'm like, okay, so I did. And so I messaged them last night and, I was just like, I just want to know where my package is. Like, it says it's delivered. My friend says it's not there. Like, I need to know where it is because this was supposed to be a present. Now it's going to, for his birthday. Now it's going to be a Christmas present. And they're like, I completely understand. It looks like it was lost. I was like, okay, then say it's lost. Don't like say it's delivered and then hope I forget about it. Like,
yeah. That happened with a friend's wedding gift. It got stolen off of their front porch, and they were trying to tell me that I had to replace it. I was like, no,
absolutely not. They sent a new one out free of charge, and it'll be there on Friday. I'm like, it better be there on Friday. Or
exactly.
I got your name, Ben. That's who I spoke to. Oh, I never arrived.
Yeah, I sent another one out, so hopefully this year we'll have better luck.
I did get a card this year for. Oh yeah, you got your card.
We got it in time too, because I was like, we were on top of things. Like we were.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We had some of our in real life book clubs, and because it was just me and her, we're like, who's on the list this year? Who shows up? Who doesn't? Who's been there for the longest time?
Yeah, we were going through, and I felt like we sent it out like first week of December, and I'm like, we're on top of these. You got it the 8th, okay.
Yeah, because we got Julie's stuff out real fast. Oh
Real
my gosh, we
fast.
found so much stuff. I felt bad for her.
Oh my gosh.
But we did get it in one box.
We
I'm
did.
still so proud of that. Glass and all.
I know, we were Tetrising the crap out of that package. We're like, this will fit in one.
And then we had like one thing left over. We're like, damn it, what do we do with this son of a gun? Didn't we like make one of the envelopes a thing that we could do for the cats, and we just had to put one small thing for her in there?
Yeah, because you can make one of those, like the envelopes, like the cardboard envelopes for the priority, into a box that's like the size of a small or medium-sized box.
Yeah.
You can fit more stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, beating the system.
100%.
Ben better watch out. I gave you 5 stars, Ben, for our conversation, so don't make me regret
Don't fuck
it.
with me, Ben.
Don't get on my
I'll say
bad
it.
side, Ben. I will let you know if it arrives this year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Honestly, I think last year, like, we sent it out it was later, but I know our peeps in Canada didn't get their cards until like after January 1st. I'm like, that's some bullshit. So we wanted to make sure they all went out.
You guys were the first Christmas card that I have up on my little table.
Yes.
That's what we wanted. That is what we wanted. Okay, so I loved this because it kind of is like a really nice kind of way to introduce Thelma and Louisa, because their spin-off series is coming out next year. So that's awesome.
So
we got to know Louisa a little bit more, and what she does and everything. And honestly, I feel like when they first met, she said that her last name was Eggers, but it didn't click to me. Chicken, eggs, Eggers. Like,
Nicole, it was
that.
funny. It was right there in front of your face.
It didn't click until I read this, and I was like, her last name is Eggers? Like eggs?
It was the same thing for me with Cookie Cutter. I didn't get it till like the second book. I was like, oh.
Cutter. Like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I was like, way to make me feel dumb, but also way to make me feel smart, because I guess the killer.
I did too.
So did I.
Nice.
I was just like, you're super suspicious. Oh, you take care of everybody. You do what you can for the community. It was like, does that include murder? I think it does.
I honestly stumbled upon it completely on accident, because she was listing out her 3 suspects, and 2 of them were already on my list. So I'm like, okay, clearly it's not you two, Mary and the partner guy, because we haven't even met him. I was just like, we haven't met these 2. I'm like, watch it be someone like Miss P, because I couldn't think of her name. And then all of a sudden, like the next chapter, she was just at Louisa's house, and I'm like, I bet it is you. Like, I now my like random shot in the dark about someone who it probably could never be. I'm like, I now find you very suspicious. Like, you're coming up too much. You're everyone's business. You want to know what's happening. I was like, shame on you, Miss P. Shame on you. That's what I called her, because I couldn't remember her real name.
Yeah. She's like the mother hen of the community. She takes care of everybody.
Mother hen.
And she just seems like seemingly unsuspected because, you know, she's this little old lady. I'm like, no, she's got a dark past. I can tell. And
I think Eli's got a dark past. Pretty sure he's part of an Irish gang. I'm going to say it now.
I know. She was like, and also Bonnie was like super like, oh, it was Eli. I can't believe Eli did this to you. I was like, it was not Eli.
Get out of here, right?
It's going to be her love interest in her spinoff.
Yeah.
Roberta, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to put you in timeout. Okay. Alrighty. What? Okay, so yeah, my first post-it note was literally about the calendar. I thought that was so hilarious.
Yeah.
Again, and I love how she made it like my boyfriend, a local sheriff, was featured somewhere. I was like, my boyfriend.
Yeah, okay, she says the boyfriend right off the bat, but then she keeps going, my good friend. I was like, if you call him my good friend one more time, I'm gonna crawl through this book and just throat punch you real hard, because you need to call him your boyfriend and just leave it at that. Don't say good friend. No, that's so hurtful. He's got feelings.
He's got feelings. But I love how, like, when she realized that she like was falling in love with him, she was just like my protector, my best friend. And I just think that's so cute, because my husband is my best friend, and I just think,
what about me?
You are
you're fine.
Second best friend.
Very close.
I'm not married to. Okay.
All right. I'll allow it. I'm first on the not married list. Yes.
On the not married list.
Way to make it about me. My bad, guys.
What about me? I was like, wow. I knew I walked into that one. Wow. Moving on. Okay.
You're like, next post-it note.
Next post-it note. Okay. Yeah, my next post note was literally me figuring out Louisa Eggers. I don't know why that was so difficult for me, but it was. And then Ben is suing Louisa for custody of Thelma.
Rude. He's
Yeah.
just a
Child.
terrible
Does
father.
that work?
Custody of an animal.
Does that work for pets? Like,
I think so.
I think you can, but I think it's very cut and dry usually. Like,
okay.
it's pretty clear like who the animal prefers. Like, if that's pretty cut and dry, I think that settles it. Like, there's no contesting it.
Right, and I also go ahead, Alicia.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking like the animal can clearly choose, right? Like you're saying, like there's like a clear, like not necessarily favoritism, but who they want to be with. And I also feel like I read somewhere, or I might have heard this somewhere. This could be a complete fabrication of my brain. But I feel like if a kid, even like a child, is over a certain age, like the court would be like, "Who do you want to be with?" kind of thing. So
it's usually 13 for a kid.
Is it 13? I was thinking 12, but yeah, 13 makes sense. So
and for the court, even though I hate this, they consider animals property, so they don't really.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't feel that way, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles.
Hi, Charles. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, like, yeah, it's an animal, and like for me, like my dogs are my children, you know. So it's like, of course, like we all feel certain ways about animals, but you know, in the eyes of the court, which is really who is the deciding factor going to be, since Ben is like suing her, like, what do they think? Like, is that even like, can you sue for custody of an animal? Like, I don't understand.
Well, it's been so long too.
Yeah.
That the animal's been living with just her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why are you just now like getting interest?
About it.
Because like he wants to make money off of the hen. Like
he wants to make other people miserable.
Well, and then in the end, we find
out that plays a huge part in it.
Piece of garbage.
He's just as bad as Bonnie's ex, where I mean, because at the very end,
he came back.
What did I say? I knew that was going to happen. Grant was going to come into town, and here he is. And he was just, and he's like, he wants her to write some letter that he shouldn't do jail time for the shit that he did. And he's like, after all I've done for you, you owe me. I'm like, I don't owe you anything. First of all, I went through 19 years of trauma because of you. I deserve some of your millions, okay?
Especially when you were trying to hide it to begin with.
Wait, did someone get blocked?
Yes,
yeah, I think
Charles.
it was like I think it was a bot because it was like a really weird.
It wasn't English, I don't think.
Yeah, it wasn't like a. It was had like symbols, like like a colon and like parentheses. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say, but
it wasn't book related. So
it wasn't book related.
Pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass. So yeah, and then he kept calling her, and she's like, "Don't call me again. Like I'm gonna like." You know,
and he showed up. Well, I didn't call you. Get out.
So
I was so mad that they didn't call Mason back. I was like, Mason, if you don't like literally punch this bitch to the ground, I'm be so infuriated. And then like they had the perfect one too, where she kind of took care of it herself. And then he was just like, bye, sir. And then just kept going. And I was like, I really still want you to like nail him in the nuts really hard, but I'll take the metaphorical punch to the gut for now until he comes back. Because we know he's got to come back at some point in the next 4 books.
Oh yeah,
I want
absolutely.
a fisticuffs moment going on.
Yeah, he like walked right in past Mason, and I'm like, Mason, come back. No.
I did like the ladies that created the wall around.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I was like,
awesome.
Yes.
I loved that scene so
that
much.
was my
And
favorite.
I was like, I don't think this shop is for you. You might want to try a shop where you came from. I'm like, ooh.
I was like, get it, Blizzards, get it.
He just literally told you to get the fuck out in the nicest way possible.
Oh.
Wait, where are we?
Well, we're all over the book. We kind of started at the beginning, and then it kind of jumped.
Hit us. we jump around, Charles. I feel like you know this.
I'm sorry we didn't start at the end, but that's okay.
We kind of did, because I'm like, I guess the killer, and
We did get there.
Our trend is going backwards. We start at the end and go
yeah.
all the way up.
True,
I mean,
true.
we could jump to the end. There was another cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
There was, but I'm kind of excited that Kat is coming back now that I know like she's not like fighting for the affections of our local sheriff. So I'm like, okay, Kat, I'll allow it.
Now that she's not competition, we don't.
Exactly.
It's okay. We can let her in the club now.
Exactly. I'm just like, okay, you're fine.
Speaking of the club, our name is in the book. Woo! Sorry.
I'm like, our club made it, guys. It made it.
I know.
And
I lost it.
I was dying.
It's like, we need to figure out the name of this club. We can't just keep calling it book club. And they're like, what about who picked this book? I'm like,
And then so I highlighted that and I was like, yes. And then she gave 2 other options and I was like, I guess if you want to go that way, you can. It's fine.
I guess
I'll let it up to you,
names,
Julie.
it's fine. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. So fun. We're just famous all around, y'all. Famous all around. My next post note is when like Bonnie is appalled that Mason hasn't been sending thank you cards and saying thank you to everybody who was giving him casseroles. And she's like literally naming like, okay, this casserole dish goes to this person. And he's like, how are you doing that? He's like, what is this witchcraft? How do you know which like
But we all have that person that knows. That goes to
They
who.
send
that
all
goes-
the same ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the to-go bakeware where, like she said, like it's nice enough that it represents your personality in your kitchen, but it's not so nice where you would mind losing it. So
Or never getting it back.
we're never getting it back. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that you're right, so offended. You haven't been sending thank you notes? What?
I know. She's like, is it too much to ask that you like remember what they all baked you? And he's like, I'm not gonna freaking remember that. I don't remember who even sent me stuff. Like, it is so exciting that I
It's
have
okay,
to get
Shannon,
it.
it's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay.
We won't ask you to fact check us on the book just yet.
I know. It's like, where's my fact checker? It's been so rough this year, Shannon.
How did we
It's been
skip
rough.
past the part where Lexi found out that Mason lives in Cromwell? Remember in the very beginning of the book? Where
And
she's
she does
just
like
like,
the whole
what do you mean?
gasp thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really loved at the beginning of the book when Louisa's just like, do you know the local sheriff?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like
You
could
could
put
crack
an
an egg
egg
on him. He's so hot. I was like, dang, Louisa.
And Lexi was just like looking over at her, like, oh my gosh, just wait.
I loved how it was described how she dressed though, like
Yeah.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast and stuff like that.
Yes,
That was
Super
hysterical.
she's super cute.
You're forgiven,
It's okay, Shannon. You can do no wrong. It's just we miss you. So funny. Okay, when we found out that Ben Reed is the one who got killed, I think I speak for everyone in attendance when I say good riddance. No one cares. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No problems there.
No problems there. Like absolutely. Absolutely.
No,
Yeah. I
he's fine.
was actually hoping he would be the victim, so this works out perfectly.
Yeah.
And then Liz was just saying, like, I almost forgot a man was here looking for you earlier. I didn't recognize him, so I told him I didn't know how to find you. And I was like, it's probably freaking Grant. And he comes walking in and he was just like, no one seemed to know who you are. Like, oh, don't worry, you'll fit in someday, Bonnie. I'm like, oh my God.
Bon Bon.
Bon.
I wanted to throw punch him right there too.
I was like, oh my God, I've killed for less. Keep going. Keep going, Grant.
You have that one person though that calls you a nickname that you can't stand, and you're just like, stop. Don't call me that. And they still do.
Do not call me.
They do it to spite you too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're like, they know it pisses you off.
Exactly. I think this is when she's going to her storage pickup and she like hears like footsteps and stuff, and so she calls her therapist. I'm like, ma'am, you should be calling the police. You have a sheriff or a boyfriend. Like, this is okay. At least you're calling somebody, but maybe you shouldn't be your therapist right now.
I left a note at that point too. I'm like, I think you should maybe lock yourself in your storage unit and call your boyfriend sheriff to come to you and figure out like what's going on.
And then maybe while you're waiting for him, call your therapist.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. There you go. So you get best of both worlds. All of it comes together.
Exactly. Like she's tried, like her fight or flight like takes over, and she just runs to her vehicle because she wants to get out of there. When really she should have just locked herself in her storage unit. Can you lock it from the inside?
I don't think you
know.
can. Yeah.
But she's got a lot of stuff in there, so she could like throw things.
Throw things.
She might get locked.
Is the handle big enough where I could sit on it?
You might be able to step on it or put something heavy on the door, like if it's a garage door style.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's like, go ahead, try to lift it with my fat ass on here. Go ahead.
But at least at the very, I mean, we're going to skip to the end real fast. At least in the end, when she was driving to the town, because she was following Eli, and I was like, for the love of God, you keep calling Louisa. If you're going to follow who you suspect to be a killer, who we all know is not the killer, go ahead and call your boyfriend. And then she did, and he didn't pick up the first time. I was like, Mason, she's trying to do the right thing right now. Pick up the phone.
And then when she finally got a hold of him, he kept saying, like, stay in your vehicle, lock your doors, stay somewhere safe. And she's like, sorry, can't, murderer afoot. I must go investigate.
I was so mad. I was just like, if I was Mason right now, I was like, Mason, dump her ass. She does not deserve you. She's not staying where she's supposed to be. I was so mad at Bonnie. I was like, I know you have reasons that you need to like try and save people, but you're not even trying to save yourself. And maybe this is the part of me that could never be like a cop or something, because I literally, when it comes to fight or flight, I'm flying out of there. Like, don't even try and get, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not going to be a good bang, bang person. Nope. I'm just walk the other way. We're good.
And honestly, I feel like she was very like, I feel like, again, I think I said this in the last book, like she wasn't reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, she was not being reasonable at all.
In the moment. Yeah.
So I'm just like, listen.
And then she would apologize. I'm like, well, the best way for you to apologize is not to do it. And then you don't have to go, I'm sorry. Like,
but it led to a really cute, like, I love you moment between the two of them. So I was like, damn it, Julie, you're going to kill me with these two. Like,
they dropped the L word in book 4.
I know.
Book 4.
Like by now, like in other recovery, like they're not even kissing until now, and I'm just like, that is amazing. Thank you.
I love the therapist though. Cleared that question up. Did you guys have sex yet? Come on, the therapist ships you guys. You and Cliff. She wants you to be together.
You and Cliff.
that killed me. That she has like everybody's gonna know who it is because it's that small of a town.
So funny. She's like, have you guys had sex at like point blank? And Bonnie's like, who? I was like, there she is. The therapist is asking the important questions. That's what we need to know. So funny. Oh my, I was dying laughing. I was like, how awkward though.
Yeah. Bonnie's just like pale as can be.
And she's like,
frightened. I can't answer that. Clutch her pearls. How dare you?
Literally clutched her pearls. She
literally did it.
Yeah.
About sex. Oh, so funny. Okay, so this is page 74, and this is when I figured out who the murderer is.
What? What'd she say? What'd she
literally
do?
said she's meeting Mrs. Pankin. She's like, I'm a bit like a mother to this place, she said. I do what I can to help folks out. I'm like, yeah, like murder.
I didn't suspect her at that point. I was still off. Because we hadn't really heard much about we hadn't heard too much about Mary at that point. So I was like, she's kind of suspicious of her, but it seemed like she had shot down the list for a second and then she was coming back up and I'm like, yeah, can't keep pulling that thread. Let's let that one go.
I feel like Mary was the too obvious choice because she was super loud. So I'm just like, I feel like the actual killer would never draw. I mean, maybe they would. Maybe it's like, oh, you're like, I'm being like super crazy. But I was like, I don't know. I feel like she was just really like the obvious choice, so I didn't immediately go to her. Page 74. Yes. I'm just suspicious.
I totally missed it. I didn't know until it was called. It was like, who's this lady again? I was not paying attention, apparently.
That's usually me. I'm like, who is this lady? I don't even know. Okay, so this is when Mason was taste testing Gigi's baking and he kept moaning and she was like fanning herself and like playing at her. I was just like, funny. Yeah. She's getting turned on with him eating chocolates.
She had to look away from his satisfied face. I remember that line because I
Yes.
highlighted it and I'm like, you could be looking at that satisfied face above you every day if you wanted to. But then I was like, whoopsies, I might be a little bit too feisty there.
Whoopsie. Yeah, it's like Mason moaned beside me and I plucked the material of my shirt near the collar, attempting to circulate the suddenly warm air. Oh my gosh. Another one was like he licked a smudge of frosting from the tip of his thumb and I saw stars.
I'm jealous of the buttercream.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, this is also when we found out that Grant was the one in town because he like walked right in and I'm just like, I knew it was freaking Grant, you piece of garbage.
I didn't have very many nice things to say when he was on page.
Yeah, okay, yeah, my next post note after that is when the women came in and kind of made a shield and she's like, the oldest woman, are you lost? I don't think this is the store you were looking for. Maybe try another, perhaps in the town you came from. Oh, I loved it.
It's real good, Shannon.
It's super good.
I feel like you could even, if you wanted to, read these out of order. I mean, if you read all of them,
I wouldn't.
You get all the stuff.
I wouldn't. Just
if she wanted to start with one of the books.
Their relationship is very linear.
I know. But if she popped in on just one book,
I think there's enough.
Get her hooked, then she goes back for all the others.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's enough info to be like, I don't have to go back, but I would still read in order.
Yeah.
I mean, I suggest reading all of them. They're all wonderful.
Exactly. You wanted to start from the beginning. But I guess you had to.
I know, it's like in a desperate situation, if you're like, I have to pick one book, I was like, you could start with this one if you wanted.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know they were either.
They are also on, what's that, Chirp? Or
the first one was on Chirp, I thought.
I think the first one's on Kobo, whatever deal that is.
Let me just check Chirp for just a second.
They were yesterday when I made a purchase.
Cool.
I can't help myself.
I mean, if you're gonna read
the website,
Chirp gets me
because it's like $2.99. Okay. All right.
I know.
I think I got all of Karen Slaughter's books for like $15. All of her audio. I was like, okay, that's not bad.
Nice.
When one credit's $15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't tried to get me back yet.
Audible?
Yeah.
They will. Just wait. I guarantee you there's gonna be a New Year's deal. I guarantee you.
Angry is when it's only available on Audible and you're just
That's what I know. I don't like that.
I don't know where I saw it now, but Jen, I saw the blurb and cover for your book.
Oh yeah, it looks so good. I don't know.
It does.
You can pre-order.
Yeah, you can pre-order.
I already pre-ordered it.
I'm so excited. I read the synopsis again, and I'm like, I was stressed out reading that. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be an intrigue for the storybooks. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to make sure I don't have coffee or caffeine that day, so I don't like run off with my emotions.
Your heart's gonna be racing. Okay, so my next post note is when Bonnie was helping Louisa because someone came and like destroyed all of her eggs.
Yeah, how rude.
Yeah, so she was helping clean up, and then Mason gets there. Oh no, that wasn't at this point. It was when they threw the eggs at her store.
Oh yeah, the bang bang bang.
Yeah,
I was like,
she
oh
was
my god,
talking to him.
shot.
I know. I was like, guns? What are we doing?
I was imagining like the glass had shattered at that point. I was like, get down, protect Clyde. You're secondary. It's okay.
So he wasn't going to come over. And then he heard that on the phone, like her screaming. And of course he was there right away. And she also tells him about Grant. And so they made some. Oh yeah, it's like I'll see what I can do to spring Eli tomorrow. And she's like, tomorrow, not tonight. And she's like, no, tonight I'm going home with my girlfriend. He leveled me with a heated stare, and my gaze fell to his lips. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Why?
I had some
like,
suggested comments what they could do that night in my note.
I know. I could do.
I was loving it. I was here for it.
Y'all, I just love this part in their relationship because when they first, in all of her cozies, I feel like she does the tension and the build up really well. Like sparks are flying, and even though they try to like stay away from each other, they're just drawn to each other, and they have that really great chemistry and their banter. But when they finally get together, and it's kind of like the intensity is like kicked up a notch, and they have like these heated stares, and it's full of like sexual innuendo, and I'm like,
I'm sure you have this highlighted at the end where after the murderer tripped over Peanut.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I love that so much. I was like, Peanut for the win. Anyways, how
So
Mason
funny.
like grabbed her and was just like kissing her head and like making sure she was okay. And I was like, you guys are too cute.
I can't handle
I love
you
it so much.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I like how they talk about therapy. They both go to therapy, and it's normal. Like it's not an issue.
Normalize that.
I'm like, yes, thank you. Adults who talk. Wow.
Thank God.
I think the problem is sometimes some of the other cozy heroines are too young, so they don't have the knowledge of like maybe I should ask for help or have a professional to talk to. So
I just don't like when a lot of, not in cozies, but a lot of the younger heroines are like, what's the trope? Too stupid to live.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, really, come on. You're how old, and how are you alive at this point?
Can we just be real? Bonnie was a little bit too stupid to live at the end of it. Like, seriously? Like, come on. You're running into a forest where you hear screaming and you don't know where the murderer is.
Yeah.
And your sheriff boyfriend is telling you to
Screaming
stay in
at
your
you.
vehicle.
I
He has
kind
the
of
patience of a saint. I'm telling you right now. He has the patience of a saint. Go ahead.
I kind of loved that she saved Louisa. That I thought that was pretty BA.
I mean, it was, but
it was pretty stupid to rush again like that. But
it always works out for her because she's our main character.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that Louisa was just like, oh, I'm so lucky, like that to have found you. You came and found me. I found Thelma today too, and I was like, don't jinx it. As soon as you say you're gonna have good luck, everything's gonna go to shit. Like, stop talking.
Everything's gonna go to shit.
And I liked how they had a whole like search party for her chicken. That was hysterical, like the actual search party.
Robert, are you somehow related or the same person as Roberta? Because this is the exact same thing you posted earlier. It's not going to work for me. Switching accounts is not going to work, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'll keep blocking you all night. I don't mind. Okay. Anyway. Okay. When Louisa was like doing her little sleuthing, she was in like the surveyor. Was she in a surveyor's office?
Surveyor's office. She had Parks and Rec in like 3 other departments.
God. And then she walks out, and Bonnie just does like the slow clap and scares the bejesus out of her. Oh my gosh, I was dying laughing. I was dying. Oh my! She's like, what?
And then when Bonnie was talking with Mason about, it's really hard sleuthing in one town over. It'd be better if that town had its own sleuth over there. It's like, oh, he's asking for trouble.
Yes. And I was like, that's just perfect. just sets up her series. And then I think she was like, okay, yeah, it was literally the next page where she was just like, they're just talking about how great investigating is. And she was like, it's such a rush. I felt empowered and in control. And I'm like, I feel like this is what your therapist was hinting at.
Yeah.
When she was asking you, like, why do you keep doing this? Like, why do you keep putting yourself in these situations? And I think for the last 19 years, she's been out of control and not really in control of her own life. So for her, this is her taking some of that power back and being in control of her life for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I love how you can just say it and agree with her, like when it's just talking with you and your friends, but when it's your therapist who's asking like the hard-hitting questions, you kind of like clam up, or maybe she wasn't ready to admit it, but
yeah.
So
maybe call your therapist now. I had a relevant. Say the word for me. Revelation. There we go.
Okay,
I know what I was trying to say.
I was thinking epiphany.
Oh no, revelation. I don't think I said it right that time.
A revelation.
Revelation. There we go.
Yeah, words are hard.
They are hard. I can't put words into sentences. Doesn't work.
Okay, this is after that whole thing, and they come out to Bonnie's car, and there are the flyers all over her windshield with like the X's on little Thelma's face.
How dare they?
Not Thelma. Is it? No, yes, it is Thelma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Liz. So, and she doesn't tell Mason.
And they never bring it up again.
Never. And
Like,
she
not
was
even in
literally
passing.
she was literally just saying, I don't know how long ago in the book it was, but she was literally just saying, like, because he's being kind of like secretive, like something is bothering him, and he's like, I'm not really ready to tell you yet. And she was like, okay, because I really like that we're not keeping secrets from each other.
Ma'am,
what is she doing? And I was like, you literally just said that you hoped you weren't back to keeping secrets when it was Mason who's having a secret. Now you have a secret.
Yeah.
You can't be all wishy-washy and flim-flamming with me. Okay? Just kidding. My computer's so slow. Sorry. Okay. Next post-it note. Oh yeah, this is when our book club made an appearance. Who picked this book? We're famous. Okay, yeah, this is okay, this is when Mason and Bonnie were talking about how she leaves little things at his house.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
And she was like, you're not mad, and he was saying, it's one of the many things I've come to love about you. And I'm like,
I thought it would be the perfect opportunity, because didn't she have the epiphany that she loved him just before that? I was like, this would be the perfect time to say, I love you too, Mason.
But he didn't quite say it like that.
I know.
It wasn't.
But
Yeah.
she didn't miss it either.
Crumb. Yeah. It was a little crumb.
I just love the line where she was just like, I don't know whether I'm more proud that you noticed the charcuterie board or that you said charcuterie board. I was like, nailed it.
I'm just like, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't even know how to spell charcuterie. Yep.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
I think it's how you say it.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like a chocolate full.
According to
TikTok. Good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, charcuterie. Oh, so funny.
Said that to me the other day, and I was like, "What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?" Oh my gosh, so funny. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, this is when literally she's like running after a scream in the woods, and I'm like, girl, you just don't freaking listen.
She doesn't even have pepper spray. Like, if you had something like pepper spray,
she didn't even cry with her. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, Clyde can't come out with his murder claws.
How can Clyde even save you at this point?
Mm-hmm.
I was very concerned with her.
Very concerned. All she had was this plant, which ends up saving the day.
Good job, Sutton.
I know.
She's got to get like her own side story. She's great.
So great.
I also want a side story for the bookshop. I think that would be super cool because it's very mystical.
Like paranormally.
A whole pile of books fell over, and then there's no books on the floor. Like, I have a lot of questions now. And then she's like,
and there were 3 books. There were 3 books just waiting for her.
3 of the same copy.
Because she knew she was picking one up for Gigi and her friend, and she was kind of like hemming and hawing about if she was going to go to the book club meeting, but there were 3 waiting for her. It's like, oh, looks like you just kind of made your decision, huh? And I'm like,
I would love
something fishy about this. Something fishy. But yeah, I would love it too. Amazing.
Yeah, like, come on. Side story.
Maybe it would be
One
a spinoff. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. I know
Who
she's got a couple
knows?
planned.
This is when Mason said that he loved her.
I love
It's
that.
like, I know we're supposed to be taking things slowly, and believe me, I've told myself that repeatedly, but my love for you is like an instinct. It's bone deep and unwavering. I love you like it's my purpose in this life and in this world. And if it paid the bills, I'd gladly quit my job to do only that.
I loved it so much.
I'll be fine. I just beautiful. Oh goodness. Okay, so I really just loved how instead of jail time, Grant got like service where he had to
Community
pick up
service.
trash. And
Because
In an
of
orange
the letter.
jumpsuit.
in an orange jumpsuit. And I was just like, oh my, she's like, I'm ashamed at how happy that makes me.
I
Don't be, he was a
want to write him
dick.
the letter. Like,
Oh my gosh.
That's
Like, you
me,
kept your
though.
promise. You kept it. You
Yeah.
kept him out of jail. I was dying laughing. I was dying.
I mean, he lied to you, so why not lie to him and not write the letter? That would have been me, but I'm a little
And
bit
I
more.
was just like, oh yeah, I'll write it, but you have to leave town, and then just never write it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love how she was just like, the fastest way out of town is if you take Highway 2. I was
2?
like, oh, major burn. And I
And how
love
like
it.
Mason just waved at him and then they left.
Nice.
I was like, that's awesome.
Like, did you
I
just
love
run
how-
him out of town? Sure did. Yes, I
Atta
did.
girl. Oh my gosh. But I loved it so much when they were she was in the store and she was on the phone base. This was before the egg happening. And he was just like, do you want me to go ahead and have someone follow him and just like write him up on a bunch of tickets? He's like, he doesn't even have to know the lady. If he's not on the outside walking down the street, we can write him up for that. I was just like, that's the most epic town law ever. And yes, I need someone to write him up for that.
Yes, please. Like,
If
he's
you
just
ever want an
going
entertaining
through
afternoon,
a law book.
just look up like weird laws of every state.
Yeah.
Like we have one in Arizona.
In New
There's so
Jersey,
many.
like in my hometown, you can't throw a pickle onto the street. It's a $2,000 fine. I don't know why, but if you throw a pickle onto the street, it's a $2,000 fine.
I would
At
want to
least
do it.
pickles
just to see
are
what
like
happens.
biodegradable. I mean, pretty much anyone would
I'm
eat
like,
it. So random. So random. But yeah, that's all of my post-it notes. That's it. Yay! That was Eyelet
this
Witness.
one was a lot shorter too. I feel like I went through it faster than the other.
I feel like
I
I
don't
went
know
through
if
it pretty
it's the same
fast
length,
too.
but it just felt like it read faster.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like it felt kind of like an intrigue, and maybe that was just towards the end where it was just
Yeah.
like very high intensity, where I was like, "Oh my god!" Like all the things are happening. It did feel very intriguey towards the end, where I was just like very anxiety ridden.
Mhm.
I'm
Yes.
not gonna stay in the car, but Mason told you to. Just stay in the car.
Exactly. You don't freaking listen, bud. You don't listen.
They never listen.
He never listened. And he was like, he's literally scared to death. He's just like, you're going to be out here doing what you're doing. And I'm going to get a call and saying, like, there was a hit and run. There was a dead body. And I'm going to come to the crime scene. It's going to be you. Do you want me to go through that? Oh,
Yep.
poor thing. Poor thing. But hey, I mean, at least, like I said, has the patience of a saint.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
I have too many post-it notes, and a lot of them are just random thoughts and me just hoping that they would bang. Because at one point, I do remember this. At one point, Bonnie was looking at Eli and Louisa, and she was going, "Kiss, kiss, kiss." Like I had this voice going on in my head, and I'm like, I have that voice going on in the back of my head for them too. But for
Constantly.
you and Mason, it's bang, 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 bang.
Exactly. That was just like, I feel like she just took that right, like, you know, from our live stream, like, just kiss already, just kiss, like
And
we're
then
chanting.
Yeah.
with the quiche, she told him, "Take him a quiche. She'll never turn down your quiche." I'm like, is quiche the new pie? Like, what's happening?
Is quiche a euphemism for? That's what I would like to know.
I was ready for it. I was
So
happy.
funny. I feel like there was a lot of cute, like, haha moments in this, but also,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
very.
Yeah.
I was very worried at that last.
I would say the last 4 chapters were like the most boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like that Clyde and Thelma are kind of friends.
Yeah. Clyde with the little feather in his mouth. Even Clyde was worried. Oh, Clyde, don't do this to me. My heartstrings.
Oh, it's like that was a request from the pickle lobby.
Big Pickle getting these laws on the books.
It's so strange if you look up like, and the law's been on the books since like 1888 or something. And they just never I don't think they enforced it. They just never took it off.
Right. Yeah, that's what most of them are.
Yeah. But if you ever just want to look up random laws of your state that are still on the books, and it's hysterical.
So strange. Like there was this really big pickle lover back in the day, and they saw someone just toss a pickle and
in the middle of the road.
They were like, "How dare you?"
Maybe it distracted the horses. They would stop to eat and
Yeah.
You're thinking about it more logically than I am.
I know. It's like there has to be a reason, right? No, there's no reason.
Oh yeah.
There is no reason. But yeah, hilarious. All right. Well, I feel like we've talked nonstop about the book, and I'm proud of us.
I am. We didn't have any non-tangent tangents.
Look at my shirt.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
That's awesome. Oh, that's
I just
so
got
cool.
it today.
Where from?
I need to find the person on Instagram because that's where I first saw it, and I can never remember the names of people. I can remember her face.
I haven't been on Instagram in a while, and I had to read the book today, so I just feel like I do this every week, but I'm just going to do a blanket apology to everybody. Super sorry. It's going to happen. Shannon, I know you get a bunch of notifications. Nicole, you probably do. Julie's not here, I don't think, but if she's
not, no.
Okay. I haven't had a chance. I saw something on Facebook, but I didn't have a chance to read it.
Oh, from the...
It's very rare, Shannon. Let me just tell you.
Very,
very rare.
No tangent.
We started talking about the book almost immediately. Like that's even more rare.
Yes.
I think we started talking about it before we technically went live.
True. I'm really kind of upset now that we have to wait 5 months for the next book. I know that she posted online. She was just like, "How often do you like your cozy mystery novels?" And I was thinking, 2 to 3 months, 3 to 4 months is fine. But now I'm just like, I'm gonna really be sad that now that they're not coming out monthly. I'm like, I regret my decision.
I know, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't want to rush you, but it's like I know you're busy, so I did the 2 to 3 month thing too. Like when we
that's what I did,
and I'm just like, idiot. God.
All right, and if it ever gets annoying, maybe someone just DM me. I'm like, please, if it's after 4 days, just don't like it, and I'll try my best.
Don't like
it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me anymore.
I mean, if it's like 6 months ago, I think that's weird because that shows me you're trolling my page.
Yeah, no, I don't go that far back. I just try to go current again.
Like, yes.
But it has been 3 to 4 days. It's gonna be at least an hour's worth of catching up.
We honestly just expect it now, Jen, so it's fine. It doesn't.
Speaking of how many days till pleating the fish?
Okay, so 109. It was 100 days as of the 19th, so we're 97 days.
Wow.
Let me triple check that, but I'm 95% sure that that's the correct number.
Okay.
You basically have
97 days.
Freaking me out.
It is 97 days?
Yeah. The book comes out the day after my birthday.
So only 96 days until your birthday.
Nice.
I'm freaking out. I'm I'm not ready.
Don't freak out. How are you not ready for your own birthday?
Is it going to be your 30th? Is that why?
32nd.
32nd? We're a year older than you.
Yeah. I feel weird. I feel I don't know. I feel weird saying it. Like I'm like
I don't know. I always
32.
try and do. I always age myself to the point where I have to like physically think about my birthday because I always am like, oh yeah, I'll turn 33 next August. And so then someone asks you, well, how old are you right now? Then I'm like,
huh? It takes you a second. Yep.
I don't know.
32. I'm 32. How old do I feel? 25. You know, physically and mentally, probably about 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8:30 in the morning when I'm getting up and I can barely move, I feel about
There's about,
103.
yeah.
When I get up and I hear my whole back go, I'm like, oh, that can't be good.
Mine is my
Just-
ankles.
it's
Like I
just
can just hear my
adjusting.
ankles as I walk. I'm like, this is bad.
My niece
My
had a
mother's
birthday
the same way,
party.
though.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and it was at a trampoline place or whatever.
Oh, fun!
And it looked totally fun. And it's like, oh yeah, maybe we'll join in with them. But what if I hurt myself?
That's how
Actually,
I got
they
my first
if you have knee problems, they recommend you going to a trampoline park for knee therapy.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Really?
I just remember
It's
And this is gonna-
lower impact on your knees. I don't know how, but that's what my PT told me once. It was
this is
like,
gonna get real dark, and I apologize. But I was watching the news the other day, and
It's
they
gonna
were
get real
talking
dark.
about how there was a bounce house, and I think it was in like Australia or New Zealand, that it got so windy that it picked it up, and I hate to say several kids I think died.
gee, oh my
but I was
God.
just like, how does it get picked up? Like, how is it not?
Was it
Down
not
to the
staked
ground.
down?
I don't know.
Like you have to
especially
stake those
with
things
kids in it, you would
down.
think it would be weighted down somewhat.
But yeah, I saw that,
Oh,
and I was just
God.
like, I don't know if I ever want to get in a bounce house again. Like, unless if it's fully secure, I'm gonna be walking around it being like, this isn't secure. Someone needs to do something about this.
Someone needs to do something. Honestly, I will never get in a bounce house, and I will never get on a trampoline because trampoline is how I got my first concussion. So
Really?
just, yeah, not going.
Well, you
on
don't want
it.
to know how I got my first concussion. I'm stupid.
Share with the class.
It was right after I moved, and I tripped over a corner of a box, and I hit my head right on. I had one of those like futon things, so it wasn't a full couch. It was wooden on the outside.
That'll do.
Hit my
That'll
head
do
right
it.
on the wooden part of the.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't know I had a concussion, so for 3 days I just thought I was delirious.
That will do it. Yeah, it's like you
Oh,
know
that
how like when there are multiple kids bouncing on the trampoline and it like double bounce and I like
Yeah.
my legs buckled
Oh,
and
that's
so my chin hit my knee and then I
Ugh.
fell off.
Ow! Did you
That just hurts
bite
my
through your
teeth.
tongue?
I didn't, but I cracked a tooth for sure.
Ow!
Bringing it back to the book for a second. How many
Okay.
of your fingers like literally hurt when she was like ripping, trying to
Oh,
take off
yes.
the knots,
nails?
and she was just like,
Ugh.
I ripped
Yeah.
a finger, and then one was bent back and forth. I was like, I could feel it. I could feel
I
it
could
all. Like,
feel
stop it. It hurt me so. Like, I had to sit on my hands. I was like, don't think about it. Nope. And then she's like, I'm trying to saw with my one nail. I'm like,
No.
no. Like, it still hurts. It was so visually descriptive. Good job, Julie.
I'd be like, I love you, girl, but
Yeah.
ow.
We've all felt it though. So as soon as she described it, I was like, I know exactly what that feeling is.
Exactly. Yes. Like when your nail bends back too far and you're like, nah.
Ugh.
Okay, I cannot find. I thought I saved it, but I can't find it, and I'm very upset of who is selling these shirts or who made these shirts, and
They're really cute.
I'm upset.
I've been buying way too many bookish t-shirts, like the one I'm wearing today. Today is like a bookish t-shirt.
Let me just see if I can go through my
I'm just
email
like,
to the
my
campaign.
mom's yelling at me. She's like, "You need to stop buying t-shirts." I'm like, "That's all I wear when I'm home. That's all I wear."
Gotta have the fun shirts.
Yep.
The worst part is I have Take a Look, It's in a Book from Reading Rainbow. I can't tell you how many people don't know that that's from, like, they're like, "What's that from?" I'm like, "You don't know?" That's really like
You don't know?
I wonder if they just don't connect it. Like they read it and the jingle comes in, but they just draw a blank.
Okay, I found it. Desiree Farley. But this is basically her Instagram. I don't know if you can see that.
I will be purchasing after Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's still in her linked tree, like in the top there. Like I'll share the post of when she shows a picture of it.
Please do.
I'll share it to my story.
My grandfather just sent me money for Christmas, so.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I have a reason.
Okay, so I just shared it to my story, so you should be seeing it.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I was like, that took me forever, and
I have so many Pride and Prejudice t-shirts, it's not even funny.
I love Pride and Prejudice.
I do too.
Yeah,
I have like every Pride and Prejudice t-shirt. I'm having one printed of the quote from Persuasion. I'm half heart, half agony, and like I can't. That's my favorite line ever.
Oh, Persuasion. Oh,
we're coming up on a new year.
Printed on my wall. That's all I.
Yeah.
Oh,
new
that
year,
letter.
so new rereads of Jane Austen.
I just want that letter tattooed somewhere on my body. That's what I want. That's what I want. I'm just like, what?
I want to like paste it on the wall and be like, men take notes. And my brother, take notes. This is what girls want. Take notes.
They want you to walk across a field full of mist and fog at sunrise. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I own a lot of editions of Pride and Prejudice, and Jen, I was with you and we saw those two at Barnes & Noble, and I took pictures of them. I showed Joe, and he's like, I'm not getting you those books. I'm like, then why ask me what I want for Christmas if you're not going to get me what
I just had that conversation with my grandmother. She's like, what do you want for Christmas? I sent her my wish list, and she goes, there's too many books on it. I won't buy you anything. I'm like, then don't ask.
Exactly.
If you don't,
why do I get my love of reading from her? I'm like, you have no room to talk.
How are you going to be like, no, I'm not going to get you that when I specifically say what I want for Christmas? Like, no, I'm not going to get you that. Then I don't want anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am getting her on the Julianne Lindsey train. She's starting to read the Christmas Tree Farm.
Nice.
Nice.
Finally getting her on it.
You know what?
Nicole's like, you're going to have to go on timeout. Oh, no.
If you said like Sense and Sensibility, I would have been okay with that.
I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
I prefer the 95 movie to the book.
Oh, yeah.
Colin Firth?
No. Keira
No,
Knightley.
No, the Emma Thompson and.
Oh, you mean Sense and Sensibility?
Oh,
I thought you meant Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, that made a better movie than the actual book.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah.
And it made me like fall in love with Alan Rickman. Like I was like, he's that character for sure.
Well, I mean, Hugh Grant's character in the book was kind of boring. Like he was really flat and like
he was milquetoast.
There was just like almost just not even there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His pants were too tight. That's what I like. I'm like,
Not Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
That was actually pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I did. Yeah, Lane found a copy of that while thrifting the other weekend. So I'll have to do that.
If you wanna see some random like retellings of Pride and Prejudice that were really good, there's a Bollywood version.
Oh, cool.
And it's great. It's called Bride and Prejudice, and it's great.
Oh,
I think I've seen that.
It's great.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Jane Austen read along. I did a Jane Austen read along. Like it wasn't last year. I think it was last year. Yeah.
I reread her books every 2 years. I'm due.
I definitely have some favorites and some that are not so favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only ever read
Abbey, even though people don't like it.
Wait, is Much Ado About Nothing Jane Austen?
No,
Shakespeare.
That's Shakespeare.
That's what I thought. I was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, I'm being an idiot. But okay, here we go.
There are no stupid questions.
That is my favorite Shakespeare. That is my favorite.
That's your favorite Shakespeare?
Yeah, of his comedies.
Yeah, I have read Sense and Sensibility.
And I like Merchant of Venice. If you want to go tragedy.
I've never read Merchant of Venice.
Oh, it's so good. Watch the 2004 version with Jeremy Irons and Al Pacino. It's great. It's word for word the play, and it's fantastic.
I love Jeremy Irons.
I have my dad makes fun of me. He's like, you have an old man crush. He's as old as he could be your grandfather. I'm like, I don't care. The man could read me the phone book. I don't care.
Liz, this is a good suggestion. I tried to do that with the book that my husband, we just went to Barnes & Noble and I bought the book and I was like, here, just wrap it and give it to me for Christmas. He's like, I'm not going to do that. With my memory, honestly, I'll forget by the time Christmas happens and it will really be a surprise. Like, watch the David speech of Merchant in Venice. You can find it on YouTube. It's amazing.
It's so good.
It's
so good.
I would like to say that I would like to read Shakespeare. I mean, I like certain things by Shakespeare. I like listening to the same things over and over again. Like, I really love listening to Tom Hiddleston recite "Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day?" Like, I love that. It's great. But yeah, just reading it, like, so
I had to read it
dry.
in high school. I hated reading it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things of like, when I went to see a play, it made more sense. But reading it as text, you're just like
seeing it versus reading it. And I think we just read obviously Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, and Macbeth. Those are the three.
Romeo and Juliet was just stupid to me. I'm like, they're 13. They're gonna change their minds in like a week.
They're gonna change their minds, but no, they couldn't because they died.
I know.
I had this hypothesis. I was musing one day that high schools only teach Romeo and Juliet so that the English teachers can feel superior to the students, while the students are like, "Oh, they were so in love," and it's like, immature minds, you don't understand yet.
You're 13. You fall in love with anything.
Sweet summer child. No. Yeah, for sure. Like, those are those are the only ones that I've read, and honestly, the only thing I honestly remember. I remember more about the movie Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I love that one, actually. Even though I'm not a fan of Leonardo DiCaprio personally.
Oh my gosh.
I love that movie.
I was just like, I know exactly Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, yep. We read
we had in 6th grade we had to watch the 1960s version, and I had a really old English teacher, and it was like boobs and stuff, and I'm like, this is awkward because this man is just behind. I'm just like, like, not that bothers me, but like he made it weird. Like he made emphasis on it. I'm like, just don't. You're making it weirder. Stop.
You're making it weirder. You're gonna start rereading Shakespeare. More power to you.
Yeah.
If you want someone to do it with you, I'll do it with you. I haven't done it in a while.
There you go.
It's like the Iliad and the Odyssey. You know, it's like, one day I'll actually read the actual poem, but it's like,
There's a really cool new translation that they turned it into modern English.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting us in the book, Julie.
I know, right? Thank you for featuring our book club.
I mean, I know that there were other options, but still thank you for putting ours in there.
Those other options didn't matter.
So how far out have you planned already for
next year?
For the books and stuff.
Like our meetings? Or are you talking to Julie?
No, for like the books that you would be doing.
Sorry, like, why is my brain so like? It's misfiring. I'm like, what are you?
It's the 22nd of December. That's why.
Yeah. I'm like, have you not been busy?
It's like, oh my god. Okay. I think until June.
I want to say July. You put a whole bunch in there, and then you took some out, and you're like, you need to pick some. And I was like, I don't know what I want to read yet.
I was like, I need to put these in. And of course, we're featuring, Julie's books that are releasing next year.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to be the one to pick all the books, Jen.
Nobody likes my book picks, Nicole. So this time I picked books I haven't read. So if they're terrible, hopefully I can agree with you guys this time.
Yeah, there you go.
If they're terrible, we're like, I don't know. I didn't reread it.
I had a goofy idea. I found this one, and it's an old, very culturally appropriated cover.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And
awesome.
The synopsis is like just even worse, and it's like, wow, we could read some of these old ones and like just see how just like bad they are, like how awfully they aged.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me of this Step Back. Oh gosh, where is it? I have it somewhere. But yeah,
taking the boobs one.
No, I love that. That can do no wrong.
Like the one on the lion that we found at Savers.
I literally do not even want to read that book because I don't want it to be terrible, because I just want to live in ignorant bliss. Like, he's actually a really nice guy and probably didn't rape her in the first 2 chapters.
Oh no.
That's what I like about when I read that Kathleen E. Woodywist book, The Flame and the Flower, that was supposed to be like the first historical romance ever. And I'm like, he's raping her. Great.
What book is this so that I never read it?
The Flame and the Flower by Kathleen E. Woodywist.
Got it.
Yeah.
It would be 2023 at the earliest. She has her whole year planned.
I wish I was as good as you. I'm too much of a mood reader too. Like, I've been in these like big heavy books, and I've just been dropping them for like cozy mysteries and romances lately. I'm like, my brain can't. I'm in the middle of what's Storm of Swords. It's 1,200 pages.
Storm of Swords. Is that Gur Martin?
Martin, yeah.
Gur
Martin. It's fantastic, but it's 2 pages. It's fantastic, but it's 1,200 pages.
Gur Martin.
Yeah, it's too many pages. That's okay, Shannon. I forgive you. And you're down to like 16 books. Last time I was on the internet, that's what it told me, and I remember you were at like 40 something. So power to you.
I like track of them all. I have more than 5. I lose my mind. I can't. I'm genuinely curious how you keep track of them all.
She has some sort of system that works for her.
I'm trying to get better with those like reading journal things, but I'm just so much of a mood reader sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I try.
Oh my is correct, Shannon. Yeah. I think I DNF'd that book like 10% in.
Oh, dang.
90s is the earliest. Yeah.
And
still even then sometimes
it's still cringe. Touchy. Even the early 2000s, like some of them you're just like, but this is not okay. Like, you're like, it might have been okay back then, but this is just wrong. It makes me feel icky.
Yeah, I read an early 2000s one recently, and there was so much not like other girls in it. It was just like, do we have to do this?
and just in general, the like obsession with weight. Like, I can't eat this, and I'm just like, this is why we have issues.
This is why.
And Liz, there is going to be a third one. They announced the title not that long ago. It's going to be Kingdom of the Feared.
Is this?
And it should be fall of 2022.
Is there a 4th one coming?
No, there's only going to be 3.
Okay. Alicia said, "Is that it? Is that going to be?"
No, I hate when authors are like, this is a trilogy, and then they like 5 years later tack on another one, and you're like, but why?
It needs to end at that. Yeah. No, if you tell me that it's going to be a trilogy or a duology, you end at that. You don't leave. I love Lee Bardugo. I love 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but there's no way that Crooked Kingdom ends on not a cliffhanger. I'm like, there's no way that this is going to be a duology. Like, there has to be a 3rd book. You've set it up for a 3rd book.
Well, she's writing it now.
Yeah, she just.
But she pissed me off with King of Scars. I was with her until I was like, but why? But why?
She's got that Netflix money now. She can do whatever she
wants.
But
the show was good. I liked the show.
The show was good.
Ben Barnes, man. Ben Barnes.
That's all you gotta say, and he's got a freaking cape. Okay,
I was more into Kaz. Yeah, the guy that played Kaz, Freddie Carter.
Yeah,
I don't even know his name. He's just adorable.
But I love Kaz so much.
I do love him, but I've always had a thing for Ben Barnes. Ever since he played Prince Caspian.
Me too.
Ever since he played Prince Caspian, I was just like, hello.
I'm like, who is this? He's gorgeous. Like,
I know.
I thought he was great in the Punisher show too. That
was
Marvel
so
Netflix
good.
show. He was
I-
really good.
Oh my god, I need to watch that. I need to watch that so bad.
it's
I was
really
like,
good, and I don't watch that kind of stuff, but it's really
Yeah,
good.
like just you take your head out of the whole like superhero thing and just watch it as a crime drama. It's really good.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And
they hated
then-
it. Shannon, nobody liked it. I was the only one. Everyone else hated
Well,
it.
it got me. The reason I sort of liked it was it got me out of a reading slump.
There you go.
I read 2
I'll
books in
take
2
that.
days.
That's
Nicole, don't say
good.
anything.
I'm not saying anything.
And I will
I
finish
say
it.
it all.
I will finish it. I'm a completionist. I will
I
finish.
heard a noise.
And Shannon, did you watch the live show for those books?
I don't think she's read them, maybe?
Did you rewatch the?
You're getting another.
Another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
You haven't had one of those for a while.
Knock on wood.
They just want me to not live my best life. Where was I at?
You did, so you need to do
Oh, here we go.
that one. Yep.
I got it. I need to do some sort of plan to get my books down. 4 giant stacks in the closet plus many bookshelves. You know what? Just do it.
I need to find somewhere to sell back. the
I
books.
still like them. I am like blissfully ignorant to a lot of like obvious things that come at you, so I think that's why I enjoyed it. But you guys like knew all of like the background story to heaven and hell and angels and demons, and I was just like, I didn't see that coming. I could see it coming 5 miles away.
Well,
Like it started, and I knew exactly where it was going to go, and I was just like, boom, nope.
I think it's because I grew up Catholic. So if you know the background of
I got
growing
nothing
up
there.
Catholic, you're just like that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't grow up Catholic, but I did have a very fire and brimstone Sunday school teacher. So
Yeah.
it took me a while to get over her lessons.
You're like just laying in bed, like.
That's why I haven't walked into a Catholic church since I was 9 years old.
Oh no.
I won't do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's so true. So at least she has it coming out next fall 2022. She's currently writing it. She says it
But
picks up right where it left
Made me
off.
so
And
mad. I'm like, the book's not out yet. The second, I'm like, we end there, really? Like, and we have to wait another year? Like,
that's why I'm now mad at myself that I told Julie to wait 2 to 3 months to start releasing between each book. I'm like, Julie, if you love to read and you're getting enough sleep and spending enough time with your family, if you can do a book a month, continue to do a book a month. I'm not going to stop you. I
Go
just
for
thought I
it.
would give you the opportunity to like rest and relax. But if you don't love to rest and relax, if you love to write, then by all means, a book a month I'll be fine with it. I'm just saying.
I feel bad because
I'll
I've
let
been
her change
kicking
my
her brain.
answer.
Hi, Cache.
Hi!
Liz liked the books. I'm happy for her.
Picking
Yay.
book club picks is hard.
They
I
were
did a
good
book-
popcorn. Like, they're not supposed to. They're like the action flick of books, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
They are a gamble if you haven't read them first. So I apologize if you hate my book picks, but they've been books on my books that I want to read list.
We
Listen,
still
I gave
now
them a whole
have
bunch
to
of
pull-
options.
We have to read that whole series. That now that you got me the 3rd book.
They
I
can't all
haven't
be
read 'em
winners.
yet. I have all
They
3.
can't all be winners. They can't all be Julie and Lindsey.
Yeah, if it's not Julie and
know.
Lindsey, it's going to be a gamble.
It's gonna be a gamble. Like, we don't know. I did a film to book club for a few years, and it's tough, so much responsibility, and unless you read the books first, it's quite a gamble. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All my references are from Jesus Christ Superstar and shows like
love it.
Supernatural.
You don't know how much my theater kid heart just like got excited at that one.
Cache, you are never late. You're always on time. We were just super early. I apologize for that. We didn't wait for you. We're having a good night. We're having a great night.
Yeah.
I hope you're having an amazing night. So we have picked I mean, obviously, like the later, like I feel like first quarter books, like January, February, March are pretty much set in stone, but any other books like later, like in the year that I picked, obviously are subject to change. Like if something else catches my eye, or if you guys have said like you want to read something else, those books are always interchangeable. Like, but it's literally
I'm for anything.
It's literally just books that have been on my radar for so long, and people said that they have loved them so much, and so I'm just like,
I have to read so much backlist this year coming up. I want to read backlist. There's so many books that everybody tells me that I'll love that I haven't read.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what we should do? We haven't done all of Julie's backlist that's available to us. We still have The Deceived, The Prophecy. I think the other one's called Goddess.
I can't find The Prophecy anywhere. I've been looking for it. I have Deceived. But
I have Deceived.
Prophecy. I got lucky one day on.
I've been looking.
Abe Books.
Yeah, that's the one I've been looking on, actually. Yeah.
I lied. I think Goddess is available on our library, which was really weird. So I thought that Prophecy would be.
I have Prophecy, but as an ebook.
How do you have that?
Somebody might have sent it to me.
I think she sent me a Google Doc for one of them.
Oh, yeah. Julie has the rights back. Nice.
Yay!
And we're going to get new copies. Woo! We'll wait until you re-release then.
Yay!
We'll just blow up all the reviews.
I would love if you continued with Geek Girl, because I love that series.
Yes.
Geek Girl was one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
It finished Post-its in 45 minutes.
We did. That was impressive. I'm still impressed
so
with us.
Proud of us. It is sad for authors that we honestly, it's like they don't.
I'm surprised we didn't rate anything 5 stars after Julie. She sets the level way too high.
Way too high.
Well, that's the problem when we were reading the Scottish one, because I'm like, but
Julie, it's like they're not bad, but they're
but Julie would do this so much faster.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
The pace would be better.
There were offensive bits. What? Was there no sex in it? I mean, I know that some of those were young adult, but there is, you know.
That's what Jen found offensive. There was no sex in it.
You're like,
how dare you not put this on the page?
I've been really trying to get into paranormal, but I can't seem to find where to start.
Oh, I have got like 26 Harlequin.
I know, I saw your video. I was like, I'm
nice.
I can't find that to save my life, but I'm so jealous.
We love you too.
Love you.
But I also found this one, Alicia. How to run with a naked werewolf. So,
okay.
Ooh, I like the title. I'm just piqued by the title.
I know. Yeah, that was definitely.
Is she wearing leggings or is she like pantless?
I think she's
pantsless. There's no sign of anything else under there. I mean, you could assume that maybe she's wearing leggings, but that looks cold.
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, you have a puffy jacket, but a strong breeze.
Mm-hmm. You're done.
You're done.
Oh, and there's some exciting news. I don't know if you know this yet, Nicole, but Dick Fight Island 2 is coming out on March 8th.
Ooh.
I do know that.
That popped up on my thing. I was like, yay!
Super exciting.
Everything's coming out like the week of my birthday. I'm so excited.
Nice. Julie said she loves that.
Awesome.
Really? That's awesome.
It just seems like it would be super cute. Paranormal.
I do have the first Gina Showalter. I forget what it's called.
Lords of the Underworld?
It's got this like shirtless guy on the cover. That's all I know.
That's all of her books.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This one though, I know that.
This is one of their new series.
Okay.
It came out in 2001, so I guess that's her later series.
No, this is not it. Then this came out this year,
then.
last year.
Yeah.
Does it have a butterfly anywhere on this shirtless man?
Mm-mm. It's the newer covers. They recovered.
Darkest King. Was that the first one? We read this.
The Darkest Night was the first one, I believe.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Why aren't these in order? Look at this garbage. Look at all these books are by her. Great. From Harlequin. Put them in order. Like, what kind of madness is that?
Madness. Oh, Yeah, I believe The Darkest Night.
Yeah, The Darkest Night is the first one.
Yeah.
Which we did discuss. How many books of those?
I think we ended up doing 4. That's when we snagged Aaron, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
Because I think we originally... No, we got to 5, I want to say. Because we were originally going to do 4, 1 each week. But then you thought that there was going to be a book by someone else. So we're like, could we do 2 books by next week? And we agreed that we could.
We agreed.
I think.
Yeah, I can't remember how far we got in that. We didn't make it to Paris's books in the Readalong, though.
We did not make it to Paris's book because his book is book 9. That's why.
9?
Oh, that's so irritating. That's the one thing that irritated
and
me when I was reading that
relationship in like book 2 or something.
Yes.
Oh man.
Like him and his love interest meet in book 2 and they don't have their story in book 9. Like, why you gotta do Paris like that? I mean, he had it really rough. I'm just saying.
I just started A Hunger Like No Other too. But that series is so long.
It is, but it's so good.
It is, but you gotta stick with it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I just started book 6, I think.
I just have one more, and then I'm all caught up and ready for Monroe.
Is it actually coming out?
Yeah, January.
Okay, it actually has a date this time.
Yes. Darkest Light was a long way back.
2020. Yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
So long ago. That was one on my TBR, the How to Flirt with a Naked Werewolf. That's so awesome. You can totally read that one if y'all want.
Yeah, I've been trying so hard. I've been trying so hard to get into paranormal. I guess I just haven't found like the writer for me with the writing style.
Yeah, I mean, are you looking for like funny paranormal? Because there's that whole niche of it there too.
Yeah, I kind of want them to
Mhm.
know that it's kind of ridiculous, but like they lean into it. Like,
have you tried Lindsey Sands?
I want to. I don't know where to start with her.
Just start with the first one.
A quick bite.
A quick bite.
Yeah, a quick bite.
Okay.
It's like it's serious enough, but like it's still kind of tongue in cheek. But
yeah. I want to try her Highlander series too.
Highlander series is really good, but with the vampire series, probably like the first 4 or 5 is like very campy. It does get a little bit darker, I would say, and a little bit more intense as the series goes on. But yeah, so that series is so fun. And also the series by Carolyn Sparks, How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire. It's called the Love at Stake series. The first one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just like the title, I'm in.
So funny. Just the premise of the first book. Okay, so we have this guy. His name is Roman. He's the vampire, but he's like a scientist, and he's invented synthetic blood for vampires to live off of. So they don't use their fangs a lot, and so when he like bites something for the first time, and I don't know how long, he like literally breaks off a fang and has to go to the dentist to fix it. And the dentist is his love interest. So like it's that kind of ridiculous. Like he has to go to the dentist because he broke a fang. Like seriously?
I'm trying to think of the name of the series, but there's these I guess they're like sort of historicals, but they're based on like 80s rom-coms. Eva Lee writes them.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's hysterical. The one is based on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I was like, just on that premise alone, I'm in.
I'm in it to win it. Yeah. So those series are really fun.
Also, Kristen Painter has the Nocturne Falls series. There's no on-page sex or anything like that, but it's a really cool like found family thing. It's this
cool.
Nocturne Falls is this town that celebrates Halloween year round, so all the paranormal people can move there and like hide in plain sight, essentially.
That's awesome. That's the name of the series, Nocturne Falls?
Yeah, but the first one is called The Vampire's Mail Order Bride. So, yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's great. She like witnesses this mafia killing, and so she's trying to run and hide, and so she hides in this mail order bride thing, and like switches these records around and takes the place of this lady to try and get out of town, and ends up,
I love it,
with the vampire.
Our fact check of the night.
I know. I'm like,
all right, yes.
I missed it so much. It does not feel like that was a year ago. I thought we did that this year. Although I guess, Aaron, we've had you on for quite a few times now.
Yeah,
Thanks
though I
for
was just in
joining
the
us.
comments for a while though.
Yeah, you were.
So
Yeah.
I think
So
it was.
was
I think it was one of the Geek Girls where I finally
Yeah,
Yeah.
you came
on
on.
video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It took me a while too. I was like, I'm gonna look like a dumbass. I'm gonna mess it up.
You
Honestly,
can't look worse than us. It's fine.
It's like what I do 24/7 on my channels look like a dumbass. Like I feel like
I loved in your video you had the necklace with the lights.
oh yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I love it.
I think that was my recommendations video for Christmas.
Yeah.
Cozies and romances. Yeah. Yeah. Even though you couldn't really see the necklace because it was like from here up.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I think my mom's giving me her ring light, so I'll actually look somewhat alive now because the lighting here is awful.
I always look crazy. Like, I don't know what happens. Like, I go from like red to orange to white. It's very
And
hard.
as my brother says, I'm translucent, so everything makes me look weird.
I know I've got this really intense like daylight bulb above me
Yeah.
with no diffuser, so my forehead's just always like a spotlight. You know?
Yeah.
It is.
I have in my apartment. It basically looks like the hospital lights, like those long, and they're in my kitchen, and I'm like, these lights suck. Like, they make me look like I'm sick.
I have like these pure white bulbs
Yeah.
in my, but I only have two in. I only have two.
I have all
But
three, but I have one faced the other way.
I have a 4 bulb like light fixture, and I only have 2 bulbs in, and it's still
I'm the
this
same way
bright
for the
and
one in
this
my
bright.
bedroom. Mm-hmm. I
So
took
it's
2 out because I'm like, this is fun.
I have to put my ring light on warm, so I look like I have some color on my face.
Every time I do warm on my ring light, though, I look like I'm just like beet red, no matter how much makeup. Although I didn't put foundation on today, so that's
I
why
look like
a
I'm
little bit better.
sunburnt if I have a ring light straight in my face. I look like I'm sunburnt.
I have it angled away today.
I look
so that's not
pink.
why.
Thank
I'm
you.
like, I look awful.
Always pink.
Oh yeah, Nicole, I see it over there. Pick up the book. Show her the book that we're reading. This is the first one of the year. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Spoiler alert.
I'm so excited.
This
I'm so
is gonna
excited for that
be.
one.
So
It's
this
so
is the
pretty.
next. So this is the next. The live stream. This is the first book of the new year. We're going to be meeting January 5th. Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. If you want to take a screenshot.
It gets me every time.
Every time. So yeah, I haven't created StreamYard events for them yet, but I will. That was my goal today, which I failed.
That's
Awesome.
okay.
Awesome, but
Randy's
I did
been
make thumbnails.
trying to talk me into reading that.
I made thumbnails for him. So yay. So yeah, that's the first book, and then the second book of January is The Lost Apothecary.
Yep.
You don't want to know my opinion on that one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. It's gonna be one people hate, and that's fine.
It's not hate. It's just I liked one POV more than the other.
Oh, okay. Sometimes that happens when you have like dual perspective, especially in 2 different timelines too.
Right. The
So-
one timeline
yeah.
I just wanted to kick her in the throat.
Look at this.
One-
Look at this. How much have we made this? I had to put banners on my StreamYard because we didn't
I
have
know.
this. Just kidding.
I DNF'd that book. I was like, nope.
Oh no.
Really? Because Bree told me. I mean, first I bought it because I love the cover, and then Daijah was interested in it, and then Bree from the Booktician, she said she read it and she loved it. So I'm like, okay, great. We like a lot of similar things.
And that's what I was excited for because I love that like 1700 time period.
Yeah.
I love like the premise, but now time period, I wanted to punch her. I'm like, just
Yeah.
stop being stupid.
And honestly,
just-
like just the premise of her like making like poisons for men. It's
I was
fantastic.
totally down because that's like a rabbit hole when I that's a rabbit hole on the internet that I go down. Like, not that I'm planning to kill anyone, but just random stuff that they would come up with back then.
Just means there'll be a lot to talk about. Yes. We miss you too.
You too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really excited. Like, yeah, both of these books were honestly a cover buy because these covers are just fantastic.
It's so
and gorgeous.
pretty.
So freaking pretty. So that was basically why I chose those books for January. But yeah, so yeah, I'll make StreamYard events. I'll update the Google Doc for the new year. And so you guys can start signing up if you want to. And
I'll try and put something on Facebook. I'm sure I'm behind the times on those. It's okay.
No, you're not, actually.
You're not, because I haven't made the StreamYard, so I don't have a link to give you to make the event.
Yeah.
So it's all hinging on me, and I'm sorry I let you down.
I just need the thing. I just need the cover photo so that I can make them. And then I usually just link to your channel. And then when you get the links up for StreamYard, then I go into YouTube and I'm like, copy and paste the correct
Copy and paste is your best friend.
I honestly duplicate events. So if you ever see an event that has the same title, maybe just be like, message me going, Jen, you didn't update this particular one.
You left that template there, Jen.
I know.
Well, it's a lot of the same information, so it's really fast for me. So thanks for that. But I also have to make sure that I rewrite things. So
I'm gonna try to reread the
thumbnails for next year. So
I just need you tell me how you do it. I don't know.
I am not really a good person to ask about how to make a thumbnail because I think
you make great thumbnails. I always love
your thumbnails are always hysterical. Oh my god.
I think my thumbnails are like the worst. I'm like, no wonder nobody watches my videos.
Oh,
just lies.
Just kidding. It's like I just recently, I think it was this year, I started using Canva. I think, Aaron, we were talking about this last night. I was like, why was I using Google Slides for the longest time when Canva was a thing?
I know, and they got me on the try Pro for free, and it's like, well, I can use all this Pro stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
I know, they get you hooked on Pro, and I'm like, listen, as soon as I get my check, then I'll start using Pro. Get my check, but no.
I don't know, like my biggest thing is I can't stand how my voice sounds. So like hearing my voice as editing would drive me nuts.
You'll get over it. You get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes old ones of these will play when I'm having YouTube on, and I'm like, no.
Like,
like, no, let's do.
Honestly, I like while I'm filming, if I'm like stumbling over my words and stuff, and like sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, I have that film in my bank for a while. Like, I'll go and edit it now, and I'm going editing my stuff. I'm like, why are you so stupid? Like yelling at myself as I'm editing my videos.
But I don't have a Mac, so I'm trying to find like what the good editing software would be if you don't have a Mac.
It is rough when you don't have iMovie, finding something free that's functional enough to be useful.
Because I have a HP, so I don't know what.
Yeah. So you have an iPhone?
No.
Oh, well,
I have a personal vendetta against iPhone.
Personal.
They screwed me over back in college, and I was like, never again.
Oh, okay.
My computer screen cracked the day my Apple Care went
expired.
Out, and and they were like, "Here's $1,500." I'm like, I'm a college student. I'm broke. No, I'm never doing this again.
Cannot. Yeah. Because I was saying, like, if you have an iPhone, like you can get iMovie, the app on the iPhone. I mean, it's not. It's very simplistic.
I just got a Google phone. I was trying to figure out. They have their own.
They do. Software. They have their own editing.
So I was just trying to figure it all out.
So it's like the phone one, like honestly, I do a lot when my my old computer like was so slow and it kept crashing. I just started editing stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
Which
everybody tells me to. But it's easy.
It's like once I got used to it, it's easy, but it doesn't have a lot of the features that on your Mac does. But it works in a pinch,
I do miss iMovie, I won't lie, but it's not enough to buy another computer.
You're like, it's not worth it. Yeah, okay, well...
We talked for 45 minutes about the book, and then we just talked for 45 minutes, so...
Perfect live show.
Well, it was book recommendation, so it was very
It was 100% worth it.
It was so worth it. It was book recommendations.
We got to tide ourselves over until we see each other in the new year.
I know. It feels weird to say new year, and I'm like, it's going to be 2022. That's weird.
Let me see if I can get him.
Like, it's just weird to say.
I think we're going to have a Jack Ryan sighting. Come on. Oh, buddy. God, you're so heavy.
Hi, Jack Ryan.
He says it's a new year. It's the end of the year.
So irritated. Did you see his face?
He was like,
so
he was like, this is why I don't come near you during your lives, because I know you're going to grab me.
And then show me off like I some prize pony.
I haven't posted anything in a long time. Yeesh. I'm still alive.
Yeah. You're I'm used to your cat photos, and I haven't seen them in a while.
I know. I take a ton of photos, and I'm like, oh, I'll post this, and then I don't, because he was doing something really cute the other day. I was working, and he just he lays upside down a lot of times, and so I wanted to use the caption, "Just paint me like one of your French ladies." No, this is the photo. Oh, hold on, am I too bright?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it this way so you get the full effect, because he's winking and everything.
Oh, oh my god!
I wanted
That's
so badly
awesome.
just to be paint me like one of, and I'll probably still do it at some point, but at the same time, I'm just
That's like me when I get pictures sent. My dad sends me pictures of my little brothers. I'm like, they are so cute. How do you not post pictures every single day?
I'm really bad at social media, guys. I'm never on.
Bad.
I'm so
my
sorry
little
to
brother
everyone.
the other day for school was dressed up like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and he had a reindeer shirt with a reindeer tie and reindeer glasses, and I was like, how do you not post this on everything? Because it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, so
he's 7
cute.
and as tall as he's my height at 7.
Oh man, at 7, he's gonna be giant.
My grandfather was 6'6".
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't get the tall jeans. I'm short.
Oh,
I'm only
jeans.
5'3", so
That's
I
not
didn't
too
get
bad.
the tall jeans.
It's not bad.
You're right at this side. You're taller than, I think you're taller than Bonnie. For some reason, I want to say she's 5'2".
He's 5'2".
I'm too.
I was right. Sorry. I was just very happy.
He's 5'2". But yeah, so it's hysterical to my little brother that he's taller than me. I'm like, you're 7. You shouldn't be taller than me. This is not okay.
Okay, Bonnie is 5'2", and Mason is
6'4",
Yeah.
maybe.
No handstand sex for those two. That's not working.
I knew it was
For
going.
sure.
I feel like when they do eventually have sex, she'll be just staring at his belly button. I feel like.
They're gonna be creative. I'm excited. I'm excited for Julie to get as creative
I'm like,
as she
how?
can.
And she was like 5'2". I'm like, just how?
It's gonna be glorious. I'm waiting for it so much.
No.
I had a friend in school that his parents were that height dynamic, so it works out somehow,
Somehow. It's
I
I mean, geez. In some positions, it doesn't matter. But
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but is she gonna be on top the whole time? I mean, that's kind of lazy on the guy's part,
honestly, I don't have abs for that. I can't. What position do you want to be in tonight? Whatever is the less work for me. That's what I want. But yeah, it's I just thought of that. And what a way to come back to the book, y'all. I love us.
And tie it in.
I love it. All right, everyone. So thank you so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe holidays. I still have Christmas shopping to do because I'm that person. But
I for some reason got everything done. I mind blew myself at that point. I was like, I hate going off of Amazon, but don't get your dirty mind out of that saying, Nicole. Do not. I knew as soon as I said it that it was just going to go downhill. I'm just going to stop talking. Look at these little winemaker things that I got for myself. You can put a little tea.
What?
Just going to go off of it. You know what? I'll find a way to make
look
you
at
stop.
this. Look away.
Ready? Here's how I make you stop. Look at what I got, Nicole. It's one of my special edition copies.
Oh my god, yeah, you're one of 4.
My 4th one is now on its way to me.
Oh wow. Wow. Oh my god, that was so funny. Mind blew yourself. That's talent right there, man.
We'll just let it go.
I shopped early because I had to ship everything out to everybody.
Oh, dang. I try sometimes.
Distraction there. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, everybody, again, have a wonderful, wonderful night. And we'll see you in the new year. Super exciting. Bye.
Bye.